First, let's give a salute to the tributes. Detective Pumpkin, on the job, I noticed something. And I think I want to tell people about it. Yeah, sure enough. Because you know all these disgustingly huge channels that are out on the YouTubes that make it harder for the little guy to break through the algorithm. Big channel, big AI channel. Damn these AI channels! They're fucking taking over. There's one, I told you, I showed you two. They share a script. They use the same script. The male voice has almost 1 million subs. The female voice has over 300,000 subscribers. And them using the same script. I just found another channel. One that's got over 100,000 subs. Using their script, not using the script, using the info and sharing it. Using false info and sharing it. I want to show you what the problem is. Big channels. Big channel got it wrong. Big channel got it wrong. Big channel got it wrong. And they're spreading information. They're just spreading the false information, and I already found a channel that picked it up. And, dude, I'm going to share it here on mine, but I'm not saying that it's true. I'm saying, dude, it's 59. Not 15. Here goes. Are you ready? Detective Pumpkin, on the job. Look at that. See? Look at that. 122,000 subs. Uh-oh. Look at the views. When I clicked on this like an hour ago. Out here in the living room with Mittens right quick. Uh-oh. I feel a mat forming behind her ear. Anyway, I want to show you guys something. A few somethings, actually. Alright, now. We already know this channel is copying that same script from the one that has almost 1 million subscribers. It's called, what was it? Owlbert or some junk. I don't know. It's got an owl on it. And this is Willie Plays. They followed the same script. Okay, now listen.
Particularly chilling is how these emails reveal Gypsy's comfort with exploiting vulnerable people for her own gain. One thread shows her financially dominating a 15-year-old fan who worshipped her to the point of calling her a goddess. This wasn't a casual interaction. It was a calculated power imbalance where Gypsy methodically cultivated a parasocial relationship, convincing this teenager to send her $200 a month.
No.
And let's be clear, Gypsy wasn't scraping by. She had income from book royalties, documentary deals, and support from her then-husband, Ryan. This wasn't about needing the money. It was about craving the control.
You hear it? You hear it? Did you hear it? I know, the snoring husband. Just ignore that. I'm not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
One thread shows her financially dominating a 15-year-old fan who worshipped her to the point of calling her a goddess.
You heard that, didn't you? Not the snoring. Okay, now check this out. And again, that was that Willie Plays, okay? That's that one AI channel that I found that it just copies the script. It's just copying that same script. Let me show you the influence they're given. Yeah, I'm stuck here on a cord because my phone's about to die, but look at the iPad. Look at AeroLink. They got 122.
The emails uncovered even more disturbing behavior than what the public had already come to suspect. In one particularly troubling thread, Gypsy was seen financially dominating a 15-year-old fan who idolized her to a point of calling her goddess. This dynamic wasn't accidental or one-sided. It was deliberate. Gypsy methodically cultivated a power imbalance,
Uh-oh.
creating a parasocial relationship where the fan felt obligated to send her $200 a month. What makes it worse is that this was not during a time of financial hardship for Gypsy, operating in these kinds of power dynamics. But that wasn't all. Other emails revealed an even colder layer to her personality. The emails uncovered even more disturbing behavior than what the public had already come to suspect. In one particularly troubling thread, Gypsy was seen financially dominating a 15-year-old fan who idolized her to a point of calling her goddess. These weren't emails from a distant teenage past. These were from 2023. Gypsy was in her 30s, not some confused 19-year-old looking for identity. She was a grown woman nearing release from prison, someone who should have been preparing for life she claimed to want, honest, reformed, healed. And if that wasn't enough, there is history. In earlier FOIA documents, long before Nick, Gypsy was having similar email exchanges with a man named Dan. Different man, same behavior. The language, the themes, the dominance, nearly identical. It wasn't a phase. It wasn't youthful confusion. It was a recurring, deliberate pattern of control. The cracks were beginning to show. No matter how much she tried to rebrand, the receipts spoke louder than any video ever could. More disturbing behavior than what the public had already come to suspect. In one particularly troubling thread, Gypsy was seen financially dominating a 15-year-old fan who idolized her to a point of calling her goddess. This dynamic wasn't accidental or one-sided. It was deliberate. Gypsy methodically cultivated a power imbalance.
See? Wrong. Wrong. Fix it. I don't like Gypsy either, but don't be lying on her and lying on the prison saying they're gonna let her talk to a minor like that. Except they say that she was accepting $200. I mean, no, they were getting shit mixed up. She got $200 from somebody once. I know, and she was getting $200 from her dad. I think they were mixing stories. She was getting the $200 from her dad. She wasn't getting $50 from a fucking minor. It was a 59-year-old woman. They're the ones that stopped talking to Gypsy when they found out about the husband. It wasn't a minor. I'm sorry, I just really hate it when people get shit wrong. Anyway, where the fuck did they get minor? What? Where the hell did they get minor? Where did they get that from? Now, I know shit gets twisted on the internet and all of that, but the internet is wrote in carbon copy, and things should not be falsified. Things should not be wrong. God, I hate lies. I do hate liars. No, you guys gotta see this. Look how real the baby doll looks, dude. Let's do this. There you go. Look at how real it looks. That's my husband laughing in the background. He's watching other videos. I made him watch this one too. Yeah, he even said it looked real as hell. He said that the head don't flop like a regular fake baby doll. It flopped like a real baby. It's like a real baby. Look at it. Look how real it looks. That's why Gypsy Rose's baby isn't growing. Yeah, you'd think Gypsy wouldn't have a baby doll like this? Think again. Now, her influence is disgusting because people are doing whatever they can to try to become famous, and kids are hurting their parents and other relatives and junk. And now she's on that Omi TV looking for minors to talk to, and she's wanting to cosplay being a mommy for some weird reason. Anyway, I just thought I'd show people this. I thought I'd show people this baby doll. And how fucking real it looks. Like, are you kidding me? I can't get over it. They even have baby dolls like this that work with the app so that when you put your phone over the baby doll, it starts to fucking move in the screen. Through the screen, it moves. It doesn't, the doll don't move. But if you look at your phone, it makes it look like it's moving, like a real baby, which is weird and creepy. And just think of the things they probably make those AI images do. I mean, oh my god. People need to keep their babies off of line. No, don't put your kids online like this. Yeah, you never know what someone's doing. They could be making a replica of your child, too. And look how easy it must be for them. I'm sure that ain't easy to make a doll like that. It is possible, though. It might not be easy, but it is possible. Clearly. I'm showing it right now on TikTok. Yep, there you go. Okay, alright, we out. Bye-bye. I'm in the middle of making a Eugene Cooney video and a Chili video. Stay tuned, click subscribe. But I am breaking through with another gypsy because Detective Pumpkin is on the job looking at the closer pictures, looking at the close-ups of the close-ups of the close-ups. And this channel is wrong. It's wrong, you guys, it's wrong. Prison emails that had come out, again, from Gypsy. Let me tell you something. People comparing them to the ones that were said to have went out with Nick, and then them saying, well, if the ones Gypsy sent out got by and those ones didn't. No. The explicit ones, she did get caught with those. She got rolled up and shit. She got in trouble. She did. She wasn't talking all that bad when she was telling people, that she's a prideful person and she doesn't want to have to admit that she needs help. So she just wants them to start sending her $50 a week every week. Okay? She said this to a 59-year-old. There's people calling it a man. There's people calling it a woman. I'm pretty sure I heard right and that was a woman. When she mentioned her being married, that was like I think her mentioning the thing with Ryan, what happened with the kid being around in the house or in the room, or we don't know because the damn shit cut off. Yeah, how convenient, right? I think that's her putting feelers out to see if she hears somebody reply back by saying, that ain't that bad, listen to this story, because she wants to hear something worse. That's her fishing for a better story and more story. Give her something. Give her a story. Oh God, just don't go off trailing off subject and topic. Leaving what you saying. Well, Gypsy. Those emails are very telling, aren't they? As it turns out, she was still doing the role-playing shit all along. And just as I said, she was talking to multiple people in that creepy, weird sort of way. Where she was trying to hook somebody to be that role for her, to help her get out of there. You see, with Ryan, if she was to get paroled to her parents, or even to a halfway house, Gypsy would have to eventually find a job and, have her source of income be herself. The title daughter, it doesn't sound as good as wife. With the title wife, she could use the husband as her source of income. So you see, it was more than just an address that she was getting from Ryan. It was more than just an address. She was also getting a source of income, aside from what she had built up while she was in prison. 59-year-old woman. And then when she told them about her husband, you know what, he wants to know your intentions. I don't think she was expecting to hear back. Well, I'll stop contacting you then. But I don't think it mattered to her either way. I knew she was getting multiple people to send her boatloads of money, multiple amounts of money coming from other people. I knew she was talking to other people like that, trying to hook somebody else, trying to get the best address. And it wasn't only just about the address. She got with Ryan for more than just an address. You see, she didn't want to work. Yeah, and on paper, the title wife, yeah, it sounds better than daughter. Yeah, it does. Because if she was living with her parents, what's her source of income? And she can only use her parents for so long. But in a marriage, you can use your spouse as your source of income. Oh my goodness. She didn't want to work, and she didn't want to have restrictions from the internet. I can't lift my fucking arm over. She couldn't have, she didn't want the restrictions. She wanted the full she wanted Lifetime to have full access to her and their cameras. And she wanted full access to the internet. But she would not get that if she went to a halfway house. If she got released to a halfway house, they would have made her get a job. And they would have made her attend a bunch of programs and therapy that Gypsy Rose doesn't think she needs. Yeah. But what Detective Pumpkin wants to show you, I've got a few notes here. Nick can't learn. Yeah. She's saying that she was in her 20s. Bitch, that was just 2 years ago. You were in your 30s. She was talking to people in prison with the role-playing shit. She is not reformed, okay? And just as I've been saying all along, Gypsy plays pretend. Gypsy plays pretend. She's playing pretend. That's all she's ever done is play pretend. She plays pretend. She was playing pretend.
It was an attempt to distort the narrative from accountability to violation, hoping the public would align with her sense of being wronged rather than question the content itself. She softened her tone and threw in familiar lines. Everyone does embarrassing stuff when you're young, and I still do dumb things sometimes. Then came the redemption arc. It's about growth, she said, about learning and maturing. She leaned on the language of self-help.
He went on a dating website looking for love with the mind of a teenager. And Nick will forever have that mind of a fucking teenager. Where does Nick get to learn and grow? He doesn't get to learn and grow and mature and all that shit. The 59-year-old. This is about the 59-year-old. I don't think Gypsy's gonna get in trouble for lying on this name, but we gotta keep shit right on the interwebs, okay? This was a 59-year-old woman she was talking to while she was married.
Of transformation, of mistakes becoming lessons, almost as if she were trying to narrate over the emails in real time.
So Gypsy posted again on TikTok, and it's funny. She's like, "Oh, I don't worry about those emails because I was so much younger in those emails. I was 20. First of all, the emails that I saw are from the end of 2023. They're literally from 1.5 years ago. She's acting like it's from I wrote those emails back in 2005. No, that was a year and a half ago. You weren't 20. You were literally 30. No judgment. I'm just saying she's wrong. She's wrong. You were not 20. But yeah, obviously she had to post. Never mind this. I haven't been on TikTok, but her profile photo was changed twice, and there was several times I noticed she was deleting videos. So I don't know why she's lying and pretending she hasn't been on when she's been on. We don't care if you've been on or not, girl. If you want to, go through TikTok, scroll, do it, whatever. I don't know why she's pretending she doesn't do it when you have, but whatever.
In the comment section of her video, she doubled down. Everything that happened years ago has been long over and done with. Our family is in a good place. We stand strong together. It read like a prayer statement masked as a heartfelt message. A completely curated image of unity, strength, and resolution. But again, viewers weren't buying it. Because this wasn't about simple embarrassment. It wasn't about a young woman navigating mistakes. This was about content, disturbing content that painted an entirely different picture than the one she's been selling to the public for years. It's the kind of material that
speaking of content, speaking of content, Ken talking about, oh, let's do a boxing fight. Yeah, that would be content. See, dude, you guys, I'm telling you, he's the old theater kid that never got the role. I'm telling you, her saying that he's not used to the cameras and that he didn't like that life, that should tell you right there that's Ken's main goal, is to get that spotlight, to stay on that stage, to keep those eyes on him. No, and that's what I see with them. I see one act after a fucking another. But for real though, I'm pretty sure it was a 59-year-old woman. I don't think there was a 15-year-old minor handing her $200. The $200 came from her dad, and the one who stopped messaging her when they found out she was married was a 59-year-old woman. The one who called her goddess was a 59-year-old woman. Okay. What?
It's been theorized many times that Ryan had access to Gypsy's money and he used it and he controlled it while she was in prison. However, I have proof that's not true. Here's an email from her dad where he says that he would not be comfortable with revoking the power of attorney until after she is released. He does offer to send Ryan some money so that he can get their apartment and stuff set up. He also says that he knows he's late most of the time sending her money and stuff. Sorry, but technically Gypsy is paying him back because Gypsy has said that he sends her $200 every month while she was in prison. And that had he married any other prisoner, they would have had no money, so she is not going to go all in with her assets. And maybe he would give it back to her after a year under their belt. And Gypsy responds, and I found one sentence in her response very interesting, because she says, Ryan has never asked me for money. Anyways, here's the whole email if you want to screenshot it. When the payments were late or missed, she'd send guilt trip messages, subtly pressuring the fan to fulfill her duties. It's not just manipulative, it's emotional extortion dressed up as a connection, and the fact that she targeted a minor makes it all the more disturbing. Her ease with this dynamic speaks volumes about how comfortably she operates in these predatory power plays. And then there's her treatment of Ryan, her ex-husband, which adds another layer of cold calculation to her character. In the emails, she speaks of him with a dismissive, almost cruel tone, admitting she wasn't physically attracted to him and only married him as a safety net for life after prison. She describes him as sweet but not desired, reducing their marriage to a strategic move rather than a genuine partnership. It's not just that she used him, it's that she's so cavalier about it, laying bare a mindset that sees relationships as tools to secure her own comfort. These revelations aren't from a distant past, they're from 2023, when she was 32 and fully aware of her choices. Her attempts to spin this as a new chapter of healing feel hollow when stacked against this pattern of deceit and exploitation.
Do you remember when Gypsy Rose just got out of prison and everybody thought she was a sweet little butterfly who wanted peace and quiet? Well, baby, she was in full-on PR mode from prison, and I got the receipts to prove it. So 1980s millennial posted this in Child, the Tea is Sweet. Now, this email is from October 27th of 2023. Contrary to what she said, she wrote these things in her 20s. So this is before Gypsy even stepped foot out of those prison gates, okay? And what she's doing is strategizing, pitching her story, and feeding TMZ her own narrative through a source, which is really just her pretending to act like she's somebody else in third party. She literally wrote, I would appreciate you using a source, as I don't want to breach my NDA. Girl, that's like saying I robbed the bank, but please tell them I wore a mask. And then she name drops Taylor Swift like this is some teenage dream fan club letter. My husband and I got the Chiefs tickets for December 31st, and I'm hoping to see her there. She was manifesting a meet and greet in the same email where she's breaking her NDA. Ciao.
The mask is slipping. Time to frown. We can't let people get famous this way. Just look at what it's done to our youth. Look what it is doing to our youth these days on the iPad.
Nothing about.
I'm not tripping over the emails. I was in my 20s. I mean, how would everybody else feel if their personal diary was released to the public? I'm sure we've all done embarrassing things that we regret. But like I said, I was in my 20s. I'm not the same like I was back then. I did some stupid stuff, yes. Do I do stupid stuff now? Yes. But it's all about growth. It's about learning. It's about maturing. And maturity takes time. And that's what I'm doing for myself. I'm growing. And I'm doing what's right for me. So thank you for all of y'all's support. I love you guys.
And that contradiction, one that's all too familiar in her pattern of.
What about Nick's learning and maturing and growing? Nick don't get a chance to learn and grow and mature. In fact, with his mental state, he can't learn and grow and mature. And Nick, he will forever be not just in his 20s.
She downplayed the emails by attributing them to her past. I was in my 20s, she said, as though youth alone can wash away responsibility.
I'm not tripping over the emails. I was in my 20s. I mean, how would everybody else feel if their personal diary was released to the public? I'm sure we've all done embarrassing things that we regret. But like I said, I was in my 20s. I'm not the same like I was back.
Gypsy's lying her fucking ass off. In that video, she tried to claim she's just taking a social media break, spending time with her family, and she busted out with, and I'm not worried about the emails. Girl, yes you are, and that's why you've been so quiet. You were not in your 20s. These messages were going out in 2023, months before you were getting out. Trying to act like, oh, this is not to make this shit okay. It's insane. Nobody cares that you were writing people that way. It's that you were still doing the BDSM shit that you claimed that Nick pushed you to do. You had always been doing this shit. You never wanted to admit it, but you pushed all of it on to Nick. I'm sorry, claiming you were in your 20s, early 30s, damn, you were born in 1991. In 2023, ma'am, you're like 32, 33 years old, ma'am. And that was only 2 fucking years ago, Gypsy. Here's the issue. You think people are fucked up about you writing people. We know it's that there is a pattern through your messages with Dan, with Nick, all these fucking strangers you were emailing. And one day as a parent, Gypsy Rose Blanchard character enjoys the BDSM roleplay shit. It wasn't something just forced on her by her codependent, Nick Goldjohn. This is something Gypsy likes to do. These messages that just further prove that Gypsy is willing to make Nick look worse to be the victim by any means necessary. Bringing up how anybody else would feel if their personal diary was leaked. Gypsy Rose, you didn't think about that when you and Dawn were putting out on Nick's messages, but I guess it only matters when it's Gypsy's messages being leaked, right? Because Nick's something bad guy, right, Gypsy? Yeah.
Her
She
sacred
attempted to draw empathy
messages.
by comparing the leaked emails to a personal diary being made public. These were messages she willingly typed.
Wait. How come I feel like Gypsy does not look real in this video that she did? Wait, did she fuck up so much that they had to go in and fix it? I don't know, maybe it's a bunch of filters, but I'm really beginning to wonder if it's an AI version of Gypsy, and maybe somebody went in and made her say things that weren't like, because in the first preview we heard about her talking about the DNA test results, and when she said, kindly accept it and move on, the way she first said it, her tone, the way she first said it was accept it and move on. And they fixed it. They went in later and they fixed her tone. And then there was another live stream she did. There was a video she put out talking about her big girl panties and having that sentence. It doesn't go along with being a mother. You know, we wear our mom hats. You know, your big girl panties, we reserve those for dates and getting our asses up and go to work. You know, that's what your big girl panties are for. With your children, it's your mom hat that you wear, you dumbass. Anyway, there is a channel I love, okay, called Dummy Kruger. Him and Team Skeptic about the frauditors. Dude, those are some channels to watch if you want to learn about the frauditors. But Dummy Kruger, I mean, there's many more, okay? But I'm saying Team Skeptic and Van Valiant, they're the big ones, okay? Big channels like this one I'm talking about. Wally Plays, you know, big channel. Anyway, Dummy Kruger created this character. It's an AI version of Chili DeCastro, and he made it speak with Chili's voice. Is this something speaking with Gypsy's voice? Did they read the audio version of Gypsy's book in that AI Gypsy voice? I bet you they did, and that's how she claims to have missed so much. You know how she swore she was signing all those books at the book signing when we all know she wasn't, and she didn't sign them all. But yet on the show, she still said she was. On the show, they made it seem like she was when she's talking to other people on live streams and videos within the fucking show. The show is leaning on the narrative of online trolling, online bullies, because they want to try to discredit the internet. Okay, they want the public to have more disbelief in the things they hear online. It's a big strategic move by the elites, if you think about it. I think a lot of the show is to hide whatever the fuck they were doing 10 years ago with the scamming of the insurance agencies and shit. I think there's a lot more people in on it than we think. And I do think Gypsy had her mom had a plan for a bunch of money to be made for Gypsy to be some miracle case of somebody that can walk through prayer. Okay, I think a lot of people stood to make a lot of money off that deal, and Gypsy fucked it up. So this is how they're gonna make that money back off of her after all of these years. I don't know, it's just something my tinfoil hat told me. Anyway, I'll be waiting to find this on Owlbert's channel. It's the same exact fucking script. I bet you we hear it. I bet you I find it too. I bet you. If you care to hear anything else I might be bitching about, you know where that subscribe button is. Playboy. I do think the new subs for for being here. I hope you stick around. Please don't unsubscribe. I do got my Christmas in July video coming. And I'm working on a Eugenia Cooney video. But I had to throw this one in there because that's not a minor that she was getting money from, okay? I will back this one on this. And I don't back Gypsy. Okay? I'm not. I'm probably more against her than anyone else. I'm even more against her than Winebox Poppy. Okay? And he hates her quite a bit. Okay. Put me up there in that category. Now I got makeup on my hand. Shut up. Don't look at it. We out this piece and it's been real. And don't forget about that subscribe button down there. Why? Nobody voted for her, or nobody nominated her for the Grifters Award yet. How? Why? Doing this on tax and all, it is $3.97. I voted for Chili. I did it as my Tiny Voodoo character. My character Tiny Voodoo. Yeah, I don't know where he's at. He's around here somewhere. Yeah, I got my peeps. Can't scratch voodoo. I actually made this look. It's even got a rotted tooth like a frauditor. And I've got Bitty Voodoo. He's baby voodoo, but he's my baby voodoo, so he's Bitty Voodoo, and he's a Mr. Potato Head's glasses. But he shares them with Chucky, because Chucky likes to pretend to be Chili. That's what he's doing. He's pretending to be Chili. Yeah, he's a Chili fan. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. No, he ain't. He's part of the troll farm. He helps me vote for Chili for the Grifters Award. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I got all my shit right here. The Sally Jessies, the white lipstick, torture cuffs. It's the Grifters Award. Look. The dog's got a D on it for Delete Laos. And then I got a pair of torture cuffs hanging right here. Yeah. Oh no, you're losing your shades. Oh no! Chili's got a pair of blue ones too. Yeah. Okay, that's our goal. The big one, the Grifters Award. Right now he's just the 4th place loser. You know what I see? Go put in your votes today. You can vote every hour on the hour, and it's absolutely free. You get 10 votes each hour. But Chili right now, he is the only vote that matters. Up until I see Gypsy nominated on that list, Chili's the only vote that matters, okay? Even the Hawk Tuba girl doesn't deserve a vote as much as Chili and Chili only. Just to make sure no one else is moving up as well, only just the Chili. Yeah. So help me with this solid. Help me be a troll farm, because you can do it on all the devices. You do it on every device that you have, and then you can shut the Wi-Fi off and just use your phone's internet access, and you could vote for him again. Yeah, and then you can switch accounts on your phone, go to your sock account, and you can vote for him again. You can be your own troll farm. I think he hired people to do that last year, voting against him. But this year, I guess you don't have the money to do shit like that now. And I don't know what you did. I don't know what he did with his money. But I need help in voting for him, okay? Because he made it back up to 4th place, but he hasn't budged. And I got him up there. And fucking, it was overnight. It's so funny. When he goes up, he fucking just keeps going up. But when you see them fall 12 notches in just a matter of fucking hours, dude, that don't happen. That'd be impossible. That'd be impossible, okay? I had screenshots of all of that shit, and I posted it. And I did, and you can see where the list, how it would change, and it was really just going down. So stupid. Anyway, oh my god, look at the yapping now. It's up to 20 minutes. Okay, I'm really gonna go now. Detective Pumpkin on the job. It's been so super real. Subscribe and stay tuned. If you want me to bring the squirrels back more, I can bring them squirrels back more. I could have them in my, I could show you squirrels instead of showing you me. I'd actually kind of rather do that because the makeup wouldn't be necessary if I was showing you old footage of my old yard. I don't want a yard. Hubby's talking about moving me to Illinois where his family is. I'm scared, you guys. They're gonna make me go to the doctor to find out what's wrong with my body. None of their business. I have some cysts in my joints, and I really don't like to talk about it because they're in a very they're in a particular area that I don't like to talk about. Cysts in the pubic region. Yeah. One of the reasons I wear the onesie. When I get an itch, and I gotta be able to get to it. And I can't have that shit squishing in my belly. Look, and even. But. Right there, you see that cyst. Been there for years. That's a cyst. And then I've got another one on the side of my leg. It's right here on the side of my leg. It's been there for years. Over a decade. Yeah. Yeah. Because it popped up back when we were still in Minnesota. We moved here in 2013. So, yeah. Okay. Alright, Detective Pumpkin. Alright, Becca Scoops. This one for you. Me out this piece, and it's been real.
In one particularly troubling thread, Gypsy was seen financially dominating a 15-year-old fan who idolized her to a point of calling her goddess.
One thread shows her financially dominating a 15-year-old fan who worshipped her to the point of calling her a goddess. This wasn't a casual interaction. It was a calculated power imbalance.
This is why AI channels are such a problem. And they're such big fucking channels. I told you, I knew it. I knew that channel was gonna be a problem. How many other people have heard that? Sorry, Gypsy, I know lots of lies are out there about you, but my God, I think that one takes the cake. It's not a lie you came up with. Big channel. Oh my God, big channel.